You can see two different images on your screen right now, and the question is, which one is actually the real Instagram? The question seems to be a bit difficult, but the answer is, this one is a real screenshot of Ronaldo's Instagram profile, and this one is a pure Kotlin code. I took a real screenshot from Instagram and then divided the screen into smaller and smaller sections, applying the divide and conquer technique. The first challenge that I faced was to measure the individual elements and get the best possible dimensions so that it looks accurate. For that, I used the world's most advanced technology, ruler. I measured the elements perfectly, but it had a big problem. 13 centimeters measured for an element on one device might exceed the entire screen on the other device. I thought hard, and then I was inspired by my 10-year-old cousin who was solving fractions. For a better understanding, consider the following scenario. You see your brother with a cake and demand half of it. Your brother gives you the half and says that it is 250 grams. A few days later, you again see your brother with a cake and, remembering from the last incident, ask for 250 grams of it, thinking that 250 grams is half of it. Later realizing that it was not even a fourth of what your evil brother just gulped down. Time for a revenge. So, instead of thinking that a photo is 2.5 cm wide on a 6.15 cm wide device, you should rather think of it in terms of percentage and fractions. That is, it's taking up to 40% of the screen's width. And now, our calculations should work for all screen sizes. Here is a more illustrative chart for developers. The heading section was easy to code, but the case of this image is a bit interesting. In the screenshot, the image is circular and has an Instagram's icon colored border around it. I'll need all these colors, so I copy their different hex color codes. I'll use them as a linear gradient for the border and then clip the image to a circular shape, and it looks perfect. Can you observe a common feature of these statistics? You'll say there are two texts. One is large, bold and black, whereas the other one is small, light and gray. So, I make a common skeleton and then use it thrice, ensuring code reusability. I use the same trick to code these three buttons. If you are not a programmer, then it is hard for you to observe the common features of these buttons. What I thought was, there is a space where you can put either text or icon, or both the text and icon. It also has a curved border around it. But what about this blue background of follow button? Simple. I can raise the background color as a parameter for the button composable and then make an implementation of it in another composable where it will have a blue background and white children. That is, the color of the text will be white. And then, based on a simple condition, I choose to either show the blue follow button or the gray following button, and it works. Now, this tab row is not that difficult to make, but again, I used my brain and made a tab that displays an icon and then used it 4 times. To manage the index and have fixed values, I used an enum class. This grid was the real challenge, and it took the most of my time. The default grid layout provided by the Compose library is still experimental. That is, it might be changed or completely removed in future. And if that happens, my code would become obsolete. So, I decided to make my own custom grid. I asked myself, what is a grid? Well, it is a combination of rows and columns. I finally typed some code and the output was unexpected. Might be it is due to some error in the logic. I tried different versions of the same logic, but none of them seemed to work, and I again sat down thinking hard about it. In the screenshot, I see 3 posts in a row always, no matter how much I scroll down. So, I think I should not care about the number of columns because they are always the same. And to calculate the number of rows, I divide the total posts by 3. So, if there are 15 posts in total, then 15 divided by 3 equals 5. That is 5 rows in total. But what if the total post is not divisible by 3? Not that difficult, just add another row in that case. The logic here is, if there are x posts and x is divisible by 3, then x divided by 3 is the number of rows. Else, x divided by 3 plus 1 is the number of rows, and it works. At last, it is the bottom bar, which is not that difficult. And now the UI is finally ready. Now, an important announcement. I'm starting CMC Code Challenge, where you will give me a challenge to code anything you want. For example, Facebook's profile page of anyone, WhatsApp's status screen, YouTube's subscribe button, Netflix's homepage, an entire app, or anything that you're curious about. You can comment about the topic, and the most liked topic would be taken for the upcoming CMC Code Challenge. If you like this video and want more of such content, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel. We will meet in the next video. Till then, take care and bye-bye.